Well, moving on with our third speaker for the day, Dr. Arabi S., sports and musculoskeletal physiotherapist. Dr. Arabi completed her graduation from the Nargun College of Physiotherapy, Bengaluru, has worked with various well-known fitness centers in Mysore, presently associated with Infosys Technologies, Mysore. Glad to have you with us, Dr. Arabi.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we have Dr. Suman Basvaraj from Department of Periodontology as a reflection panelist for the session. Dr. Suman Basvaraj completed her graduation and post-graduation from Government Dental College, Bengaluru, currently pursuing her PhD at Jesus Dental College and Hospital, has various national and international publications to her credit. She is a part of the oral health care clinic for pregnant women at Jesus Medical College and Hospital. She is a sports enthusiast and has been constantly associated with sports and fitness. We welcome you, ma'am. I hope Dr. Suman is there for the session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Chanchila.
Thank you, ma'am. We welcome you. Let's hear from Dr. Arabi. Fit yourself in fitness. Waiting to hear from you. Over to you, Dr. Arabi.
Hello, everyone. It's a privilege and an honor to be one among the speakers in this Professional Excellence web series. I thank the organizers, Dr. Ashwini ma'am, to giving me this opportunity, and also thank Dr. Suman Baswaraj to be my co-reflectional panelist. Before I start this session, we have all been sitting for 2 hours listening to the sessions and everything. So I would like to take a quick break before I start to this session by simple exercises. So before we start how to fit ourselves or anything, let's start with simple exercises, what can be done. So I presume everyone are sitting and listening to this. So let's start with simple movements like moving your neck up and down 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, turn your neck to the sides, right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Given another day in another regular sessions, I would have said smile at your colleagues. But if I say smile with your virtual sessions, your parents or someone who's sitting in your house will be wondering why you're smiling at your own self. So, but still, keep that smile and keep moving your neck. Move your shoulders up and down 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stretch your hands up, lift it up completely and move it to the sides. 1, go to the left, go to the right, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, by end of 7, you will be like, and we'll be sounding, ooh, yes, relax. And let me start this session. So before I begin this session, I would like to say the session is all about what you have learned in the last 2 days, like how to manage your time for fitness, how fitness helps your mental stress, emotional wellness, how to carry forward your passion for fitness. Once you're fit, your body language changes and you're healthy, so it boosts your confidence and helps you to communicate and present yourself. Overall, this session is all about you and your health. So what is fitness? It is a condition of being physically fit and healthy. When it comes to exercise, we think about how to get fit, but often starting out is not the problem. The big problem is maintaining it. We all know you should be doing more of exercises. There are many great reasons to exercise, from improving energy, mood, sleep, and health to reducing your anxiety, stress, and depression. But if knowing how and why to exercise was enough, we'll all be in shape. We'll not be couch potatoes. Just gaining the knowledge of, oh, this exercise is going to help me, that exercise is going to help me, is not going to give us the solution. We all have to step forward and do those movements or exercises in our day-to-day. If you all recollect your school days or in our younger days, first thing when we come from school was throw our bags and go out and play. It could be a football, volleyball, gully cricket, or hide and seek, or a kunte bille. But now, as soon as children come back home from school, or even if we go from back from our classes, it's always the gadgets we are stick on to. With lockdown and thanks to COVID, we are always on virtual sessions and virtual meetings and confined to our home with our 5x5 mobile screens or laptops, where we are sitting most of the time in wrong postures, leading to strain to your neck, back, and all other parts of the body. Forget being there. Even for 5 minutes, when your patient comes to your clinic, when you're treating them or anything, the more important for them rather than your treatment is what message has come in the social update, or who is calling, or when they want to take the call. So we are more hooked up to the social gadgets, and our lifestyles is getting injured day by day. We know exercises make a lot of difference, but we have a lot of excuses along with it too. The best excuse we do is, I'm too busy. I had a very hard workout, had a very busy day at work. I cannot work out today. Who is going to exercise? I want to join gym, but I'm scared that after I leave the gym, I might put on weight. I need to take care of my family. As I said, I'm exhausted after seeing 10 patients today. I have no time for exercise. I don't know what exercises to start. Oh, I don't like exercise. Exercise is too difficult and painful. Making exercise a habit takes more, and you might need a right mindset and smart approach. Over the 2 days of seminars, what we have said about the emotional wellness or how to be keeping ourselves fit or anything, the main reason we tend to give up is we don't have the motivation to do it, or we don't have that awareness for what we have to do and what should not be done. If you say give up food, you might give up your eating habit for a day or two, but after 3 days, you cannot stop. You get back to your eating. Similarly, exercise has to be your day to day part of it. It's not like I'm going to exercise for 5 days and I'm going to live it for another 20 days or 30 days. You cannot live without eating for 15 days or 20 days. Similarly, exercise has to be your day to day integral part of your movements and your activities. So, how do I make fitness a habit that I can stick on to? Reason out why you want to exercise or why you want to be fit. In your younger 20s or younger guys who are 16, 18, or 20 years in early young 20s, the motivation for them to go to a gym or exercise is to make a six-pack ab or to have a 24-inch biceps. For a girl, it could be to lose their weight and to look zero size. So in your late 20s, it could be your marriage, which is motivating you to have a better pictures, or for a pre-shoot wedding to look small and smarter. But as we tend to uh, get older, appearance or aesthetic doesn't matter much. It's the right amount of focus on immediate positive feeling, like how it reduces your stress, increases your energy level, and also helps you to reduce your weight, or it could be more of being healthy to reduce your anxieties, your health issues like BP, diabetes, or obesity. So always keep a positive feeling about the immediate effect or a long-term effect what you're gonna feel through your exercises. There is a quote by Mr. Jay Shetty, who is a life coach, who says, starting a healthy habit is always difficult in starting, but a bad habit is easier to start but has a longer difficult or side effects. So starting anything with a good thing takes a longer duration or lot motivation than to regular ones. Next, what kind of, once you start exercising, what kind of exercises should I do, or how should I start exercising? Once you go start walking or anything on the excitement, don't start doing around 10, don't start doing around 100 push-ups on the first day of your exercise, or don't go for a 1 hour walk, or don't start running on the day of your first day of your exercises. Start slowly and build up the momentum. If you're all enthusiastic on the day one, we end up doing 5 kgs of dumbbells, and next day you will not be able to even stretch your hands, or you will not be able to lift your arms, which is gonna demotivate you with the pain, and you will stop doing the exercises. So start with 1.5 kgs of dumbbells, or start with basic walking for 1 or 2 weeks. Let the body get used to your exercises and gradually go on with higher jogging and running activities. Choose activities that make you happy and confident. If your workout is unpleasant or makes you feel clumsy, you're unlikely to stick to it. Like if you're lifting weights or running in the gym just because you think that's what you should do, you're gonna give up easily. Instead, pick activities that fit your lifestyle, ability, and taste. Simple example. After a long workout for 1 month or 2 months, going for a walking or going for a normal brisk exercise, if you don't feel like you're losing weight or anything, you tend to give up. Instead, try a different form of exercise. It could be gardening along with it. It could be a dancing, or it could be more of doing a Zumba class, or even a yoga practice. Any exercise, when you do it for a plateau of 2 or 3 months or 6 months, can give you a no result. So change different activities so that your mind is refreshed and you can continue the exercise protocol. We all have been talking about time management and how to be on um, arranging our schedules and how to make importance of goal in our life. So what I would say is like right now, the session what is already scheduled for us. So your meetings and appointments are never spontaneous. It's always scheduled. Similarly, schedule a time in your day for exercise. It could be morning, evening, or in the afternoon, or even the late night. You just need some time where you can move, make your body movements. Consider it is an important appointment with yourself and make it your daily agenda. Hold yourself accountable. What does this mean? Commit to another person. If you've got a working partner waiting, you're less likely to skip workout or ask a friend or a family member to check in your progress. What does this mean? We all have group activities. Like right now, we have a group of people who are listening to this. You are getting enriched by that. So if you have questions, you can ask me so that I can answer you. And similarly, when you're exercising, you don't know how to start or what to do. So a group of people who have been already exercising or starting to a new gather, motivating them, fix up a time, say that let's meet up in another 10-15 minutes. Let's start with some basic squats today. Let's do some abs exercise today. It need not be a half an hour or a 1 hour session like what you do in a gym or anything, but simple exercises in between, like what we started with, can be an initiative to do. So when you're doing with a group of people, you tend to stick on to it much more or longer durations rather than giving up. If I have to do exercise on myself with this 4 walls every day, I get bored. I don't have interaction. I don't know what to do. I tend to demotivate myself. It's like, chalo, it's okay. If I skip for one day, it's okay. But if someone questions me, hey, let's start the exercise now, then you tend to like, okay, I have to give a reason. Instead of it, let me just join the exercise for it. So hold yourself accountable. Make a group of exercise activities together and start doing it so that that can be much more easy to do it. After talking about how to motivate ourselves to do the exercise or having a group exercise, next would be what kind of exercises should I be doing? Usually exercises include, or fitness includes 4 elements. That is your warm up, your cardio or aerobic workouts, or resistance or strength training, And the last, but the important thing, your flexibility and the cool down. So what is these warm-ups are? As we all know, it's just simple neck or a body movements where you're preparing your body to do certain exercises, like bending your neck up and down, rotating your shoulders, rotating your knee, just spot jogging in a space, ankle movements. You're preparing your body to do certain type of rigorous exercises so that you can have heart rate increase and you avoid injuries. Next is cardio workout. What is cardio workout? Cardio workout are aerobic workouts which delivers more oxygen throughout your body, which keeps your heart and lungs healthy. Regular cardio exercises helps you to lose weight and you reduce your risk for coronary diseases. So basically, when you start your cardio, right now, since we are locked down and even we cannot get out of for walking or swimming or any kind of physical activities, simple exercises like jumping jacks, plank, or scissors hops or mountain climbers can become your cardio exercises. These might sound a little complicating, saying that what is this jumping jacks or plank or scissors or mounting? Simple. Walk up and down your stairs for 5 minutes continuously with a break of each 1 minute. You run up and down for 1 minute, take a break for 30 seconds, again up and down of your stairs. That can be your cardio exercise. If not, on the terrace of your house, walk for continuous 15 to 20 minutes. Take a break. Again, go for another 15-20 minutes. That should be more than of your cardio workout. Or else, as we can see the pictures showing you the jumping activities, stand in one position, do a spot jog, like a march fast, walk in one position for 15-20 minutes. Don't start with 20 minutes or 30 minutes of the same continuous movement because your body is not used to it. Start gently with smaller duration and gradually increase it to higher durations. Coming to weight training. Weight training doesn't mean that you have to hit the gym and do all heavy dumbbell workouts or machine equipment, building up bulky muscles or anything. Weight training is done so that you have a stability in your joints and have a proper tone in your muscles so that you can perform your day-to-day activities without any injuries. As we grow older, our joints are susceptible for more weakness and instability. So the more you do your weight training, you have more of stability in your joints and it also gives you firm toning. So what should I do if I don't have weights at home? Use a normal ½ liter water bottles and move it up and down like a dumbbell workout. Do your biceps curl. Lift your hands straight up and move it up and down. Similarly with it, you can also do your squats, you can do your lunges, you can even keep a weight in your hands and start walking, which becomes your weight training. So there is not necessary that you have to go to a class or you have to have a equipment at home to do. Even if you don't want to use the weights, you can also do your body weight workouts like squats, as I said, pull-ups, push-ups, lunges, and also your planks, which can become your body weight training exercises. These days, everything is available online. So you just have to order if you want to buy a small kg of ½ kg of dumbbells, or you also get these ankle weights, which are easily available and you can start wearing them to your legs and your hands and do a weight training. Last, but the important thing about is stretching. Stretching or cool down exercises plays an important role in preventing injury, tightness, and relaxing your muscles. It helps you to improve the flexibility and improve your muscle tone. After doing your exercise like warm up for 5-10 minutes and say around 10-15 minutes of your cardio and 10-15 minutes of your weight training, the important thing is we usually feel like, I'm done for the day and we leave. No. Stretching has to be done accordingly so that you elongate those muscles what you have worked out so that they can relax back and give you mobility. Cooling down is as much as important as your warm up. So any position when you hold for more than 10 to 20, minimum 20 to 30 seconds for a millimeter, it stretches. That helps you to relax your muscles and your joints. After knowing all these exercises, all the 5 components of your exercises, 4 components of your exercises like warm up, cardio, resistance, and flexibility, how do I combine them? Or what all the exercises or how much of exercises should I be doing in a day? According to Americans, according to American College of Sports Medicine, it recommends 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. That is 2.5 hours in a week. If you break it down, it's going to be 30 minutes for 5 days in a week of workout. If you can't find 30 minutes of a day in your busy schedule, you can break it up these exercises into 15 minutes of workout in the morning and 15 minutes of workout in the evening, or else 10 minutes of workout in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 minutes in the evening. What do I do in these 10 minutes, or what do I do in this half an hour? Include all the components of what I told, your warm up, cardio, weights, and cool down. How do I do it? Morning, as soon as you wake up, start doing simple warm up exercises, moving your hands and everything, so that after a prolonged resting, you're awakening your muscles or awakening your joints to perform the activity. So do that. Along with it, do 5 to 10 minutes of cardio exercises. That is your jumping jacks, or it could be your stair climbings or walking on top of a stairs for 10 to 15 minutes. So that becomes your 10-15 minutes of your workout that day. Or else you want to do yoga, do sun salutations or Surya Namaskar around 3 or 4 rounds, which can become your stretching and your cardio exercises for that part of the day. Afternoon, we have been sitting continuously for 2 to 3 hours with your webinars, your classes, or you have been hooked to looking for your Netflix web series, binge and sitting. Get up and walk, or sitting, lying down there, just do your back exercises like lifting your legs up, or even doing some dumbbell exercises, or others. So keep a water bottles. Watching your Netflix, you can always do your hands movements and everything, so that you're bringing about movements. Evening or before going to bed, do some simple stretching exercises so that your body is relieved from the stress and you can always relax and have a good night sleep. So giving 5 to 10 minutes of your time to yourself makes a lot of difference over a period of time, rather than doing 40 minutes or 50 minutes of workout to yourself. As I said earlier, prioritize. Everyone has been saying the same thing over the last 2 days and last 2 sessions also. Prioritize your time. It's your health, it's your wellness which you are looking into. As we are doing this session, we started with the exercise. So I would like to start few more exercises to you all right now. Just keep your hands straight and move your wrist up and down. Stretch, stretch. Keep doing activities so that it doesn't hurt your joints being in station position. For that matter, when you keep your laptops open for longer durations, like 1.5 hours or 2 hours, it goes for sleep mode. Similarly, when you sit for long hours or when you're doing no activities for long hours, your muscles goes for weakness. Coming to the next topic, that is ergonomics in dentistry. So after learning what exercises to do and how to incorporate them in a day-to-day, let's see how you fit yourself in working atmosphere, or what should I do while working so that I don't get injured or keep myself fit. Ergonomics is all about you and your environment, or how you place yourself while working. It could be via how you sit in front on your chair, or how you position yourself while treating your patients. In dentistry, it's more of your hand movements and your position of your neck and your shoulder bending down and working, which causes more stress on your neck, your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist and your fingers. So what do we do? Or what happens when you sit in these positions? As I said earlier, even if you leave your phone or a laptop for longer duration, it goes for a sleep mode. Similarly, when you sit in this position for more than half an hour or 45 minutes, what we call it a static loading for your joints, the muscles go for protective mechanism of tightening it, or it will start giving you indication that I'm getting irritated. So that is when you start doing your neck squeezing, or you tend to relax your neck or your shoulder movements. Your body speaks to you, it communicates to you. So you need to understand when you have to take a break from this and how to avoid injuries. Once you sit for long hours in wrong positions, you have chronic pain, which increases your injuries, which we call it as work-related ergonomic, work-related musculoskeletal disorders, or repetitive strain injuries. What are the common injuries we see in dentists or among mobile users or even with laptop usage is neck pain, back pain, shoulder injuries. Why? Because you are slouching and sitting. Once you slouch in the, where you can see in the picture here, where the person is bending his neck for long duration and the elbow is not rested and it is bent and holding it against the gravity for long duration, leading to pain. Coming to the injury in the neck, usually it's like a rubber band. When you hold a rubber band and keep stretching it over a period of time, it loses its flexibility and elasticity. And when you keep loading weight to it, it's gonna break or pop. Similarly, our muscles, when you overload it with long duration of wrong postures and keep on working in that position, it doesn't take the load anymore, and it starts giving you pain. What this pain indicates is basically it need not be a tear, but simple correction to help you get back to neutral positions. Similarly to your back, when you sit for long hours, there's a load on your low back leading to back pain and radiating pain to your legs. Another common injury we see in our day-to-day excuse me, in our day-to-day work is shoulder injuries, or what we call it term it as rotator cuff injury. Because of the continuous holding of drillings and your movements, there's a lot of strain on your shoulders, leading to rotator cuff injuries. How do we avoid them, or what is the best way to sit and work during your position? As soon as you go to your clinic or as soon as you take your patient, make sure the first thing is to adjust your chair. Make sure that your ankle, knee and thigh are in 90 degrees and your back is completely supported to the chair, where your low back, mid back is supported and your shoulder, elbow and wrist are in neutral or 90 degrees position. Why? Once you keep your foot flat, there's a firm stability of your foot so that you don't move and you don't slip. Followed by that, when your thigh is parallel to the floor, that is in 90 degrees, it's the resting position of your muscles to relax so that the back is supported well. If you keep your leg behind the chair or toss it and sit it, you tend to come forward. Like I'm trying to bend my leg and sitting back, so I'm tending to come forward, which is not going to give you a back support. So the load is going to transfer to your low back, which is going to injure. So make sure your foot is flat, your ankle, knee and thigh are in 90 degrees, followed by back supported, and your shoulder, elbow and wrist makes in 90 degrees of movement so that your patient move is at your elbow height. What height should be from your neck to your patient? This thing should be from 14 inches to 26 inches. You cannot measure it all the time. The simple is one arm distance from your neck to your patient face so that it is easier and the eye can adjust and your neck position is in neutral position. Speaking about ideal posture, sitting upright and working in this position for 45 minutes, 1 hour, and 2 hours. After 2 hours, you tend to lose your strength or you tend to lose the position. So, is it always you have to sit in ideal posture? No. Every half an hour or 45 minutes, once you're done with one set of treatment, make sure you're taking a stretch break, or what we call it as micro breaks during your working hours. What is this micro break? Micro break doesn't mean that you have to go in between and take a coffee break or anything. It's just that you're taking a simple 1 or 2 minutes break to do simple activities in your movements in the body, so that that stress is not there in the joints. The physical stress of drilling and the joints becoming perceptible for injuries is not there. What are those exercises you have? I'll be teaching you that next. Make sure that you're not assessing continuous back-to-back strenuous cases. Like if you have a case of 2 hours of treating a patient, make sure the next patient is of a easier one, so that you assign yourself a comfortable cases throughout the day and you're not overstressed by end of the day. What are the exercises in between or micro breaks you can do in between? I was talking about the exercises we have to include during our working hours. So in between your patients, you can always stretch, as was showing your, to stretch in between and work out. That was my last slide anyway. So these are the exercises you have to include during or after your, during your practices as such. Exercise sounds fitness or anything as the topic says, fit yourself in your fitness is all about how we incorporate and try to motivate ourselves over a period of time. This COVID has been taught us many things. It could, as a being a medical professional or being a paramedical professional, it might sound like how COVID being can be good, but it has given us a lot of opportunities like finding a vaccine or improving our science or how to do our change in lifestyle management. It also has given us time to work on ourselves. So let's start doing it now. Even if 1 year has passed being at home and doing nothing, right now it's a time. Exercises, we all know with these days with COVID and stuff, that respiratory thing is only helps with better exercises. So make 5 to 10 minutes of time in the morning or evening, so that overall 20 to 25 minutes of exercises is included in your day-to-day activities. I would recommend that professors or teachers, when you're taking classes, if you can include after every session to ask the students to do some kind of activities in between, like with your with your supervision itself, to ask them to do some stretches so that it becomes a mandatory activity for them to do. Recent, all the MBA classes, online classes, or the Aziz Premji Foundation courses have started an app where they make sure that the students have to complete at least 3 to 5 kilometers of walking in their day-to-day activities, and that is counted in their curriculum. So if we can add up some kind of fitness, some health importance to them. In our younger days, most of us have implemented to include our children in some kind of sports or activities, or including them in physical, but we don't give much of importance. As soon as we get angry, we tend to skip our food, but we don't think we have to exercise. As soon as we tend to want something, we tend to give up easily on the exercise part because we don't realize the importance for it. So making awareness that exercise is your day-to-day activity. It's not going to be just 1 day or a year or 2 years you can do and give it up. It is like eating food and breathing. You have to do your movements in the body so that you can be alive. Similarly, exercise has to be there. So I would like to conclude this saying that fit and make sure that your health is important to yourself.
Thank you, Dr. RB. Well, it's been nostalgic while you were taking through your slides, the days that we were young and the way we used to play. We never knew that they were exercises, but then it reflects all. Thank you for those lovely nostalgic moments shared during your slides. I'm sure we are all very clear with the message, fit yourself in fitness. May I now request Dr. Suman to share her inputs and also to mentor the session?
Thank you, Chanchala. Thank you, Arabi. It was an energizing presentation. And exercise didn't look that tough at all. It looked doable and beneficial too. To sum up what Arabi had to say, she said that being dentists, we have lifestyle hazards, and definitely it helps by doing exercise. But we give a lot of excuses. So changing our mindset and putting exercise in our lifestyle helps us a lot. And exercise has to be a habit and a daily activity to gain the benefits of it. So if you do not have any motivation, how do you motivate yourself? So that is by knowing the benefits of exercise, to start slow and then gain momentum and then keep it on and choose an exercise which you are happy with and keep changing your exercise so that you get results which are always there. And scheduling exercise is a very good habit so that you don't miss on it. And it's always, she also said an important point, it is important to have an accountable partner so that your exercise goes on for a longer time. She did say that how you have to exercise, a few tips on that, which should start with warm-up, cardio workouts, weight trainings, and end with stretching. She also added on ergonomics, which is a hazard in dentistry, and the common injuries which we face with dentistry, and the ideal posture we have to take. And one important point is that the micro breaks which we have to give and do simple stretching exercise between long hours of dentistry. And she's also added that we have to add exercise for students as well, especially when we are having long online classes. Thank you so much, Arabi. I feel being fit is one of our responsibility, and physical exercise not only elevates our physical fitness, but also elevates our being happy. And they say being happy is the most efficient one. So to say that be fit, it's like an wholesome mean, you are healthy, you're happy, and you're prosperous too, because you're the most efficient. And so I say that be that one fit person who you would infect everyone with fitness attitude, because exercise is also an immunity booster, and that is the best takeaway during these times. And with Arabi's inputs, definitely we know that we will go towards fitness and fitness in our daily activities. Thank you so much, Arabi.
Well put across, Suman ma'am, truly. Thank you so much for that. I don't see any questions in the question box, though there are a lot of appreciations to you, Dr. Arabi.
Thank you, ma'am.
On a personal front, there's one person who sent it across to me. Are there any mental stress relieving exercises?
Starting an exercise and doing any form of exercises would definitely relieve mental stress automatically. Scientifically, if I have to be put in words, as soon as you exercise, your endorphins are released, which is a happy hormones in the brain, which gives you mental and relaxation. So simple, normal, not necessary you have to do a big cardio workout or jumping around or anything. Getting a dog out for a walk or just going to get your milk while walking can give you more of happy tone, and being in the environment gives you more rather than sitting on the couch and watching a TV.
Yes, excellent tip, Dr. Arabi. With this, may I request you to accept a token of appreciation?
Thank you. It's been a privilege being a part. I've done actually, there was my correction. I've done my bachelor's from JSS College of Physiotherapy. And coming back to JSS and speaking to it is a very honor and a privilege for me. So
Wonderful.
Thank you for considering this.
Thank you so much. And also a token of appreciation to Dr. Suman Basvaraj for her valuable inputs for the session.
Thank you so much. I thank the organizing committee for giving me an opportunity to be a reflection panelist on the best area which I enjoy. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the organizing team, once again, big thanks to Dr. Arabi and Dr. Suman Basvaraj. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.